Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's it going? Welcome to me and Tarot Card Poppy Banjos Tarot Card Reading and Drawing YouTube videos. I'm back in my room. Automatically, I'm like, I need more space. Anyway, how's it going? Back in the corner of my room, but I changed the stuff up a little bit. I've got my cactus here. It's in the corner. I usually have it on the other end of my desk. I basically just kind of switched what I had on my desk around. But yeah, got some turtles, some shells, different shells. I still have this plum jasper though. If you're wondering, this plum jasper. In case you're wondering, maybe you're a visual learner. I don't know. Benji already got his 2 treats. It looks like he already ate both of them. Got this candle going. My mom had 3 of them. There was a seafoam green, a light pink, and a light blue. This one is Island Vibes though. I guess that's the scent. I don't know. I thought it was light rain, but maybe it was the blue one that was light rain. Anyway, this one's Island Vibes. It smells really good, and I like it because it looks like it kind of looks like a crystal. A little octagon kind of situation going on there. Anyway, so yeah, back at it. Kind of like my makeup. It's a little bit, with the tarot card readings, I don't mind going a little bit, I don't know, what do you call it, avant-garde? Did I say that right? I don't mind going a little bit beyond the boundaries of traditional type look. If you're wondering what this look is, I don't really know. I keep thinking of that one music video, somebody that I used to know, where they just kind of paint stuff. But anyway, I think this look is like not polished, kind of undone, kept again this week, but the rest, the polishing and the finishing touches are a little bit more cerebral than maybe a traditional polished face. I thought about how to explain my makeup, and it was not the way I just worded it right now, but kind of close. Anyway, I got the Crow Tarot again this week. If you've been following my Instagram morning posts, maybe you say, "Oh, we're gonna do a dog tarot this week." Maybe I got the Crow Tarot. I almost said Swan Tarot. Crow Tarot. Yeah, welcome. Another day, another dollar, another week, another tarot card reading. I guess my dad did not finish his tweets. He just I found another spot for him. Anyway, so Tarot Card Poppy Banjo is working very diligently on his treat over there, and I guess I'll go ahead and get started with this Crow Tarot. I really liked the Crow Tarot spread we did last week. But as you can see, I don't really have a lot of room for that. So I'm thinking we'll just do the 7-card spread. I think the traditional I think the traditional kind of tarot card spread is called the Celtic Cross, and it's like you have I might try that today with y'all. We'll see. You have like 2 cards here, and then 4 cards around it, and then additional 4 cards. Basically, it's a 10-card spread. is what I'm saying. So, I think I might try that with y'all today. Just for practice. I mean, I haven't done that Celtic Cross in a really long time. It's a good thing tarot card decks have little books that go with them. Little reference guides. And I'll just reference the book. Now, so anyway, as for a theme, I don't really know. This kind of can be like a go with the flow. You with the flow type vibe. In the middle of summer, there's that. Finally, the sunset, the sun rises, and it's long days in summer. Finally. It's around 9 o'clock a.m. I think I already told y'all that, right? And when was it? Like the day after I got back from my staycation at Kimmy's, my sister Kimmy's, my mom told me that she said on Sunday Kimmy's coming over and we're ordering India Palace and we're gonna play games. I said, oh my gosh, I don't have any problems with that. I'm looking forward to Sunday. So, along with myself this morning, my mom and my sister Tracy, my roommates, are getting their stuff done early this morning too. So if you happen to hear them in the background, they're just getting ready for Kimmy to come over. I guess around noon. Okay, so anyway, in case you're wondering if this were to be like my job, like not just on YouTube, like if I was like a yoga instructor, you have yoga classes and then you offer some classes on YouTube, right? I think the same. I would work the same as a tarot card reader. I'd be like, I would have personal tarot card readings, and then I would do tarot card readings on YouTube. I already thought about this, but I'm just saying, as tarot card readings that weren't on YouTube, if this was like actually like I got W2 and stuff or whatever, we would have little chit chats and stuff before we get started. To get the vibes, the zones. I didn't mean to make that. The zones. I'm gonna have to find a better hand gesture. But yeah, just a little chit chat and stuff, so I can pick up on auras. Because whatever you want to say, what if it's about reading people, if it's about as a tarot card reader, being in tune with the universe and maybe picking up on, maybe instead of getting signs from the universe, you get a sign, maybe like I see something. But I'd have to have a little small talk, a little chit chat first, right? I mean, you're gonna go to somebody you don't know. I mean, that's fine and all. I'm not here to be against that. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be nice if there was a little chit chat first? So one thing that I do remember about the Celtic Cross is it goes north and south and then west and east. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I guess 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, this one doesn't have the Celtic Cross. I'm gonna have to, one second, I put my cat deck. I accidentally stepped on it. My cat tarot guidebook does have the Celtic Cross in it. Just put right back with my traveling art studio over there. Okay, Celtic Cross. Okay, the present situation, and then the challenge or obstacle facing the court. This is really interesting. I like that setup so far. The past, the future, intentions, best possible outcome, hidden internal influences, advice, outside influences, hopes and fears, and the outcome. Okay, that makes sense. We'll go right here. Oh, I could read that far. This print's so small. Okay, well, just that's fine. Anyway, the present situation. The present situation, and I think people have like maybe different stuff for things. I think it's also, it could be like your personality. The Two of Wands reversed. So this is interesting. The Two of Wands reversed. We have fire, a fire element, and let me get this on the back. Sorry. The Two of Wands reversed is very similar to the Two of Swords, which is interesting. Wands is usually ideas, intuition, and a spark that ignites an idea, action, and stuff like that. So this reverse Two of Wands emphasizes there's indecision in your life, areas where you have not prioritized decisions. You maybe procrastination, maybe you've put something off, a lack of decision making going on. I say it's like the Two of Swords. At least in the book, I like the Two of Swords, and the imagery has a lot, kind of a different meaning to me than the description in the book. But as far as indecision and swords being kind of like anxiety, a lot of like kind of a mental type of situation. So it's very interesting here. We have the Two of Wands, which is fire, which is a little bit more also spirituality. I guess kind of a little bit primal. The wands are, as far as an element, the fire element goes, and so yeah, a bit of indecision, a bit of anxiety, which I'd imagine would might be contributing to maybe the obstacle that we haven't seen yet. Indecision in the fire and wand element, I think, is probably not good, probably not helpful, probably unforeseen, non-predictable circumstances and consequences and reactions to having this indecision as the fire element here. So let's go ahead and see our challenge. The Page of Wands. Back with the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is supposed to be like, I don't like the Page of Wands. Free spirit, vibrant, youthful energy, ready to travel anywhere, prepared to take on the world has to offer. reversed me into your life as an aggressive, immature bully. Um, it's hard to tell when the cards are sideways like that. It's hard to tell like what's upright and what's reversed. Um, but in this case, I don't like the pages whether upright or reversed. So it really doesn't matter, I guess. The challenge again is this Page of Wands. I would say this. Obviously indecision, ready to take on the world. Probably somebody who is waiting for things to happen. They say like as a form of negating any sort of responsibility to less than ideal circumstances. They want to say it's not their fault, maybe because of their inaction, because they didn't get weren't told what to do or something like that. What was expected of them, they didn't know. I imagine this Page of Wands to be like full of questions, like questions that are meant to just waste time. I have somebody specific in mind, Joyce. Just ask questions where it's just like, this is the stupidest questions. You're not asking these questions to get any sort of answer because you're wondering. You're just asking these questions to be a passive aggressive aggressor. But anyway, yeah, the Page of Wands is our challenge today. Unfortunately, and as far as indecision goes, I think that's interesting, again, for the fire element. Yeah. So let's see our past. The reverse King of Cups. Not good. Our past, the reverse King of Cups, is very sadist. I hate to compare the King of Cups to the Devil card, but it is kind of like that. It's very negative, not good, especially with the Cat Tarot. Being manipulated, blackmail. Yeah, it's not good. So our past, we have a really big problem in our past, it looks like, in this Celtic cross. It's really busy in my neighborhood, in case you didn't know. In our past, we have a very not good kind of worst case scenario type of situation going on in our past, being the King of Cups. Interesting, we have the Page of Wands with the King of Cups. Yeah, but emotional manipulation, a bit of sadism. What I mean by that, if maybe that's not like translating for you, would be abuse, violence, in a manner in which you're supposed to take it like it's some sort of compliment or something. There's embarrassment, this taking advantage of vulnerability, and doing it in a way where there's a complete black and white, zero gray area of where the power and dominance is going and where it's not. Just not good, right? So yeah, this reverse King of Cups in the past is, we have a really big issue going on in our past right now. So as far as this indecision, I think that's interesting. There's these two crows here for the Two of Wands. So as far as our present situation with the two crows, I would say is this indecision might. Uh, I know I had just said that there's kind of unforeseen, non-predictable situations that result in indecision from a fire element. If there's indecision in air element, I think whatever happens next might be predictable. But with a fire element indecision, I think is a bit different. But seeing as we have this King of Cups in the past and our challenge here is this Page of Wands, I would say this kind of indecision here in our present situation with this Two of Wands is probably going to be our safe zone. So for some reason with this Two of Wands, with these two crows happy and the upright, Two of Wands is a very pleasant card. Um, is probably our positive card so far, even though this indecision and lack of decision making, kind of procrastination, at face value doesn't seem like the best situation, but this is a really heavy situation we got going on. So let's go ahead and see our future since we saw our past. The reverse Four of Cups. This is very interesting. The upright, according to the book, in my interpretation of the description for this card in the book, is upright is depression and stuff like that, a numbness and all of that, to not caring about really anything. So for the as far as it being a cups element, water, love, feelings, emotions, dreams, psychic energy. Um, Obviously, not a card you would probably be hopeful to get. Um, Upright, a lack of connection and stuff like that. Um, and reverse, though, reversed is quite positive. Reverse says you're on the upward slope. Things have been bad, but things are looking up. Is this reversed Four of Cups here in the future? Um, I It's such a pleasant. I'm very visual, and in case you didn't know, with these cards, I have a lot of visual interpretations. With these cards, there's like a watercolor and a very vibrant blue and a cup in the clouds. That it seems very pleasant to me when I see this card. Um, Kiwi's gonna be over in a minute because you know she just texted. Anyway, when I see this card and I see the cup in the clouds, it's very pleasant for me as imagery. And you have this crow in the tree and got other cups here. This seems quite pleasant. This isn't really. I don't see much indicators of like depression and numbness. All of these images are very filled with emotion for me, right? Um, so I like to look at this card as a philosophical card, which is something that cups happens with cups, usually with the Seven of Cups. But I think maybe our philosophical card for this Crow Tarot deck can be the Four of Cups. Kind of this subjectivity, objectivity. Um, if you read the Yoga Sutras, I think like Pada's like 3, maybe 2, but I think 3 and 4. You might understand what I'm trying to get at if you've ever read them. But it's a little bit more about like meditation and meditating on an object and stuff like that. So when I see this Four of Cups, and today we got it reversed, I don't see depression, but I see something that's like meditative and subject objectivity. And the Cat Tarot, which was my first tarot card deck, probably one that I have memorized the best. The Seven of Cups, which is the philosophical card, is it says it's very definite in the description. Upright. If you have a question, the answer is yes. If the card is reversed and you have a question, the answer is no. So take that for what you will in the future. If there's some sort of question that you have, I think probably the answer is going to be no. It's reversed. But yeah, this kind of subject object in a very kind of meditative, philosophical way. Like a tree's a tree, and grass is grass, and we have like 10 bacteria cells for every one human cell that we have, kind of discussions going on. um, but yeah, keep in mind, like a lot of, like in the past, a lot of philosophers were actually like scientists in their day and stuff like that, or what we would consider scientists today and stuff like that. Having a philosophical card in the future, what I'm getting at is probably really good and pleasant, even if you don't happen to be too much into this, like uh, what is anything type of personality. As far as if you're not that way, I think having this philosophy in the future is really good and positive. It used to be considered like a prestigious area of study and stuff like that, even though maybe today we don't really emphasize all that much. But things can, humans have a lot of constant principles about us, and it just maybe manifests in different ways. Um, so yeah, I would say this is a really positive card. We have this kind of Aristotle, Plato. I have this book, Thomas Aquinas book. He's like a religious philosopher. But yeah, just kind of like thinking through concepts, maybe being quick-witted. This is a cups and water element, but I would say being quick-witted, and able to read a situation, which might be associated usually with fire and air, is probably something with this cup. Somebody tells you something and you're quick to say why they're wrong, or a different option. They say A or B, and then you say, well, what about C and D? I think could also be associated with this philosophy card. But I think it's really positive considering the past card that we have. Was it hidden influences? Oh, wrong. Intentions, goals, and best possible outcome. Okay. This is just great. We've got the Queen of Wands here. She's a leader. She's very intuition, creativity, and action. A plan for success. Appreciates the potential each journey offers, and takes the opportunity to learn something new. That's cool. And it tastes for the best. With this Queen of Wands here, I think this is really interesting, especially considering we have this Two of Wands here. The King is the end of the suit, or the beginning, and the Two is at the end, or at the beginning, whichever. But I would say, as far as strategy, this kind of solar kind of, I would say this isn't, it's kind of a silent hunter. This Queen of Wands is probably associated with especially considering the spread we have right now. Um, Not one to, even though she said it's flashy, vibrancy and flair and stuff like that. I would say it's a little bit more hidden, a little bit more, I guess, silent, considering the queen nature of the card. And this past, we have the king, which is a little bit more in the forefront, and stuff like that. So our sixth card here is Hidden Influences. I'm happy this spread has influences. The reverse Knight of Cups. This is very interesting, and I always think I think it's interesting that the water element is kind of set up like this. When I study, I say study. When I look at research and think about these cards, I kind of think about, tarot decks have been around for a long time. I don't know how long, but quite a while now. So I think it's interesting, this setup where we have this Crow Tarot deck and this Knight of Wands reversed, which is usually like the worst part of the card, and the upward's usually the best. But the Knight of Cups reversed, you may know, is the worst of it is being bored. Water has a lot to do with creativity, fighting, and stuff like that. So there's this hidden influence here where the worst possible outcome could be boredom. A knight, I take it all as a fighter and a fighting mentality. So it's very interesting what I just said. We have this kind of silent hunter going on for our intentions and best possible outcome. And our hidden influence here is this Knight of Cups here, which, as far as being bored, he has a little cup here too, so I think maybe that could be a bit interesting with this future here. I would say this hidden influence of the Knight of Cups maybe is a bit philosophical, and probably immediately drawn away from this the sadism of this King of Cups. If you're an actual fighter, there's not really much that can disrupt your equilibrium. There's you want to be a flashy kind of reverse King of Cups. I would say this reverse Knight of Cups here is not impressed and can track and predict everything going on with this reverse King of Cups in the past, and maybe also this Page of Wands here too. So yeah, we have a bit of boredom, but the hidden influence could very much help us with our future and our challenge that we have. There's something before the outside influences. Let me just take a look. Advice. The reverse Knight of Wands. Again, we're getting a lot of reverse. Well, this is a very pleasant card. I like this card. This is, I think, what the Page of Wands wants to be. But I just, I don't like the pages. Y'all already know. Probably what the Page of Wands wants to be, but the Knight of Wands actually is free-spirited, ready at a moment's notice to, with energy and problem solve, but not reckless or anything like that. This reversed is very interesting if we have a philosophical question, and we have the reversed Two of Wands here, and reverse King, and now we have two reverse Knights. I'm going to go ahead and, I think I just saw a mail van truck over there. And the reverse Knight of Wands is impatient to a fault, overlooks important information, and as a result will be failure. Um, so yeah, I guess the advice is if there's shared information between us, y'all, and the antagonist. That's part of our past. I would say that uh, they're gonna lose all the benefits of the advice and solution, and we're gonna have quite a bit to gain. Um, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee 1 second. Okay, got about 2 more minutes left in this video. Now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and see our outside influences. It's the card that we're on next. Is the outside influences. The reversed Four of Pentacles. Speaking of yoga, speaking of Four of Cups, I think this is very interesting. Here we go. Finally, we have our first pentacle and earth element. Which is like kind of not a good card to get upright or reverse according to the descriptions, but the outside influence is a fear and worry about finances. So take that for what you will. It's either a you have finances, but you're so worried about maybe what other people have, maybe what you don't have, and have the inability to enjoy what it is you do have. It could be a fear of poverty, which is very stressful. So our outside influences, I would say, probably maybe not as pleasant as our hidden influences for this tarot card reading. Worrying about money is never really that pleasant. So very interesting with this Two of Wands here. About in the fire being indecisive, procrastinating, and this kind of lack of being proactive about decision making. So yeah, thanks for watching part 1.